Say whatever you want, Nick. Don't worry about it.
Oh no, I'm not gonna. I don't want to make Christine cringe too much. I know I'm sorry, Christine. I know I have a habit of being a little bit
You're
going
fine.
up to the line and then just cutting it and then jumping over it. So
You're good.
I'll maintain.
All righty. Welcome back to the podcast. This is episode 16, and we're joined by Nick Jocelyn today. This is actually my first time meeting you. You guys know Randy and Christine pretty well. All trade in the Black Shirt Club, and just all on the learning curve. So, Nick, give us a little bit about yourself. What's interesting to you? What excites you? Just in life, and how does trading fit into your schedule and stuff like that?
I honestly, I like long, windy walks on the beach, holding hands with Randy. Honestly, I can sum it up pretty easy. I started trading because I wanted to be able to do whatever I want, whenever I want, at any given time, not have a boss, anything like that. I'm a human physiologist. I don't have any interest in going back to working in hospitals or a laboratory or anything like that. I did genetics research for cannabis companies and then did BHO extractions for them. A 9-to-5 job just does not work for me. I've owned my own businesses. That's about the only way that I can function as a human being and not want to choke somebody to death with their own tongue. So
yeah, that's
so
pretty cool.
Motorcycles, riding horses, doing shit like that. That's pretty much what I'm into.
So is it about having the least amount of, air quotes, work to do, or just about enjoying the work that you are doing? Because I know people have different, people find their enjoyment in different ways.
Yes. To both of those. It is being able to work for 2 hours in the morning and be done for the day and not have to think about it. And I like what I do now, which most people aren't that fortunate. Most people wake up every morning, they go to a job that they don't like with a boss that's riding their ass constantly. I'm too old and too tired to deal with that nonsense. So I won't. That's about it. I mean, I'm sitting here next to a pool in the sun, talking to 3, relatively nice people.
And so how many years down the line? Because I don't even know how many years since you first started trading, anything like that.
9 months.
Wow.
Oh dang, really? 9 months?
Yeah, I've been trading futures for 9 months.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, and so how'd you get introduced straight into the prop firms with futures?
Okay. So I started doing research on it because I've traded options and stocks prior to getting into futures.
Mm-hmm.
So I started looking stuff up online just to see what the futures were all about. And I came across a guy, Anthony Crudelli.
Mm-hmm.
I figured he's got crude in his name, so futures is probably his bag. Started watching his stuff, and I liked his no BS information. It wasn't, oh, you can turn $5,000 into $1 million in 6 months, because we've all seen that stuff. We know it's a bunch of BS, and yeah, it's ridiculous. Through him, I was looking up more stuff by him because I liked the way that he traded. Found the day trading show with Austin. Listened to a couple of episodes of that and kind of got hooked on it because I liked the people that he was interviewing. I liked his conversation interview style. It was great. So I went back to the beginning and listened to the vast majority of his library, which is extensive and sometimes painful, but I mean, it's good. And then contacted Austin. he told me about the Black Shirt Club. I started watching. I signed up for the ASFX TV. Started watching that. Did a couple of calls with him. Signed up for the Black Shirt Club and got Evan as a coach. Honestly, I looked at Evan and was like, who is this 22-year-old kid that's gonna all right. That was my first thought. My second thought was, well, we're gonna see how this works out. Come to find out, Evan was the best fit for me, like hands down, just because of how disciplined he is. And knowing how to coach people. The one thing that I've noticed, he doesn't coach everybody the same way. Like I've seen his conversations with other people and then with me, and they're not the same. So my main issue was my discipline and my patience, because I am not a patient person by nature. He helped me out with that a lot. And within the first, I don't know, I'd say 5 weeks, started passing evaluations, started taking payouts. And it literally it happened a lot faster than I thought it was going to. I thought it was going to be at least 2 years before I really started noticing a difference. And it was 5 weeks before I started passing evals and taking payouts. That's about my entire story because it's so short.
Man, that's real interesting. It makes me think like, what was it that clicked for you so early? Was it just the aspect of like executing a pattern on like consistently with this discipline? Or was it something like in the mind, because it seems to always kind of go between one of these two things.
I think the vast majority of it was in my own head, because like I said, I traded stocks, I traded options. I understand how to look at a chart. It is a lot different with futures, but one of the main things, and I had to tell myself this over and over again, and Randy can attest to this, I say this constantly: act like an adult. When you're trading, is it a business or is it a hobby? Are you trying to make money, or are you just dicking around on a computer, clicking buttons? If you're trying to make money, act like an adult. Trade like an adult. Have a plan. Stick to it. Don't be a dumbass. And I had to tell myself that a lot, because some days I am a dumbass to the nth degree.
Mm-hmm.
So that was basically it. And him helping me a lot with my patience, that was the main thing that really helped. I mean, I watched the futures 1.0 and 2.0 a lot. I went over 2.0 at least 10, 11 times. Took notes in a notepad because I'm old and I still use a pen. Went over it, and every time I went over it, I found a little something new and just a different way to look at it, or more fun, and not really new, but more fine tuning. And it's gotten to the point now where I trade one way every single day. I either make a little bit of money or I lose a little bit of money, and then that's the end of my day. But I rarely go on tilt anymore. I say rarely because it may have, I mean, now that I say that, it'll happen tomorrow. I'll lose my damn mind and just start sell. But I rarely go on tilt anymore. And again, that was a lot of the Black Shirt Club that really, really did help me with that, because getting roasted by people is a great way to correct a bad behavior. When people call you out on your stupidity in a very loving and respectful way, I would say, it really will make a difference in how you behave day to day.
Well, it's funny you said all those things because for me today is like it's just so fitting how some of these conversations work out at the exact right time. Today I blew a TPT eval, and I've been 2 days of yesterday. I did what I thought was really good trading, but I was just I wasn't being professional, like Nick was saying. I wasn't taking it like a job, almost like. And then when you say the word hobby, and I could see some people think, oh, if I can make an extra $500 today trading, like they don't treat it like we're looking for these daily payouts and all these things, and it gets into our our mental head. But it's like I'm getting back to a point where this last 3 weeks I've had a bunch of success and I've been trading, very professionally and just not trying to swing for the fences. And that's the thing with these evals, I get caught up in it, and I just got to get back to that just like what Nick was saying about being professional. And I think, treating this like a job. And I'm coming off a lot of flack from last week from our episode that people just were hating on me. And I think I was just misunderstood where I was coming from. And not the fact that, oh, I'm going to make $1 million tomorrow, or, oh, I've been trading for 18 months. Like I'm owed $1 million. That's not at all where I was going with the conversation. Where I was going with the conversation is I have a plan. I want to act on this plan. I want to be, like Nick said, professional about it. And this is a business to me. And I want to grow my business, and I want to grow this to something very big. And if it's going to involve me doing it through the plan with a bunch of accounts and copy trading and whatnot, that's the plan I choose. It's not me expecting to go hit home runs tomorrow and hit these trades for 10R and have, $100,000 days. Like that's not where I'm going with it, but it's just being more professional and treating it like a business. Now I treat everything else in my life like a business. I ran a business. So why am I not treating my trading like a business?
Yeah, go ahead, Nick.
Why are you getting hate about your trading?
Oh,
Oh.
people are just
Like what?
thinking
I
it's
know
not-
why he's getting hate. I know why he's getting hate because of the way he explained it.
Yeah.
Because
Like I
of
said, I don't
him
care about a payout.
saying, I don't care about payouts, because he's missing, and this is my opinion, which is 100% correct all the time. He's missing a big gap. He wants, in my opinion, he's going from this spot to this spot, and there's a point in the middle that I think what people are looking at saying you can't just skip over that point.
But I don't.
And the way
I
that
think
he
people don't
described it,
understand, Christine. I don't
you
think
wanted
people
to skip
understand
over.
it. I don't think. Hold on. Let me just finish this, Thomas. I don't. This is where I was completely misunderstood. I don't think people understand. I completely realize there's a gap. I'm gonna have to go through this gap to make that money. But me going through that gap is evolving through all these accounts and not taking a payout for maybe 2 or 3 or 4 months. But at the end of the gap, having all these accounts with a buffer in them, not going on till, fighting all these other emotions and getting through it. I think that's where people misunderstood me. They think tomorrow I'm going to go get 100 accounts. I'm going to trade 7 minis. I've been trading 3 micros. Nick said to me on stream on Tuesday, why don't you go to trade 1 micro and add in on your trades? Like, so it's not, I'm coming from a place of I'm going to swing hard in my 100 accounts and just blow them, or, you know what I mean? Get a payout on them. And this might take me 6 months to do. But the plan is to build a buffer in these accounts. And so there's my gap is what I think people don't understand. I fully expect to be in the gap. I'm not taking a payout tomorrow.
Yeah, and Randy is always like, I've known Randy since before the podcast. He's always wanted to do this. Like he's always wanted to do these 20 accounts, 50 accounts, yada yada. Basically for Nick, how long was the time span of you getting consistent payouts before you started to do like the 20-60 account situation?
Sorry, I'm going to jump in because I don't know if people know. Like, we haven't segued into this. This is one of the reasons why, like, we all wanted Nick on the podcast, because Nick does something really, really well that literally any trader listening can adopt into their own plan, no matter the strategy. So I think you need to explain, first of all, what we're talking about, and then, go ahead and answer Thomas's question. First and foremost, Nick, how many prop accounts do you currently have that you trade with?
As of today, I have 73 accounts that are either straight to funded or I have passed evaluations on it.
Amazing.
I'm sitting next to a swimming pool right now. There's kids in there. You can hear the screaming. Sorry. So yeah. So I have another. I think 14 or 15 evaluations going.
Okay.
And I trade them in baskets. I don't trade them all at the same time. That
Yes.
would be stupid.
But this
so I
is
trade them in baskets. Generally, I'll do 25 at a time.
okay. So this is the thing that I think Randy's trying to get to, and what we'd really love to talk about, and explain us from the beginning of you starting to get some evals and then deciding, oh wait, I can actually have 70 accounts going, and like explain that mentality, how you got from 1 account to 73.
It was simple math. I will say this to anybody. I'm not a great trader. Randy knows this. He's seen my report cards. He knows what I trade like. I take small amounts of profits across multiple accounts to equal a certain number. If I have a goal, say, just for a round number, say I want to make $1,000 a day. I can either have one account where I make $1,000, or I can have 10 accounts and try and go for 100. The end result is the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple math. If I'm trading 50 accounts in a day, doing baskets of 25, my goals are not that high. Today, I traded micros instead of minis. So it was all on paid accounts today. And I added a couple of evaluations to them. But I think the highest profit trade that I made today was $178. That's nothing. Any one of you guys could do that with your eyes closed. I'm not a great trader. I'm good at math though. That $178, multiply it by 25. Switch to another basket of accounts, do the same thing on that. So that way you keep trading those accounts. You take your payouts again in baskets every cycle that they allow you to, and you go from there.
Amazing. That's super cool, because I don't hear, like, I know we know about the copy trading, and you can have 7 accounts with this, or you can have 20 accounts with Apex, but you're one of the first people that I've come across that really does multiple different prop firms, multiple accounts well. And I think obviously you've had something along your way has trained you for this, and you've just found such an amazing niche. But I think this is why the conversation with you is important, because other people can do this. Like you said, if you're a consistent trader and you're consistently making money, you can do this model of what.
Hold on one second, okay?
Yeah. Right? Anyway, so we'll keep talking, but I love that he's like I don't know, like it never dawned on me to have 73 accounts. Before I heard it from Nick. I don't know about you guys.
I've always thought there's like a cap to it. I've always seen it as a cap of like there's only so many accounts you'd want to have or have to have. But I want to know, do you think you could do this on a personal account? Is there something that the prop enables you, or is it just about capital?
It's harder to trade prop accounts than it is to trade my personal accounts by far. Yeah. It is so much harder trading prop. My personal accounts are they're linked to my prop accounts. So it way easier to trade personal. You can there's no rules.
Yeah.
Granted, when you lose money, it hurts a lot more because it's your money. But again, act like an adult. Don't throw 10 minis on a trade just because you can cover it. It would be stupid. Trade the way you normally would. You can hold your trades longer and allow them to play out in a personal account. As long as you have a legitimate strategy that works, personal is so much easier than prop. Prop is hard.
Agreed. I 100% agree with you, Nick. I just had this conversation with Austin, and Yeah, 100% agree with you.
So Christine, what are you
At
gonna
least
do
somebody
about it?
does.
What are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna?
Oh, I'm trading personal, but for some reason I have this thing in my head that I want to conquer prop firms. So I'm still going, but I've reined back. Like I lost 3 funded accounts. I have not bought anymore because I have 2 combines. So I'm not, in the past when I wasn't focused on my personal, I was rushing to get more. I was buying more. I was buying 5 because I wanted to copy trade. I've reined it back quite a bit because I've struggled in the prop firm game. Like I've struggled a lot. So I'm still on the path, but personal capital has kind of helped me go forward in my trading by making a little bit of money. And we're talking like a little bit here, but it's helpful to have a win on that side when you're struggling in the prop firm game. And I think this conversation keeps coming back to trade personal. I mean, we've had a number of conversations with a number of guests, and it all comes back to the same thing. You should be trading personal as well. Doesn't mean you quit prop firms. Like, silly for you to quit prop right now, Nick. You're doing amazing, but you're also trading personal. Even though you're having great success in prop, you're still trading personal. So what does that say? Someone that makes a good amount of money in the prop firm space is also still trading personal. Like, I feel like that's your answer right there.
Mm-hmm. I feel like a consistent topic within the trading space is like when you implement change in your strategy. And I want to know from you, Nick, from everybody, is when you implement change, is speed an enemy or a friend?
Great question.
Okay, so when I started trading futures, I would take 100 trades a day, 150. There was one day I think I had 190 something trades in a day.
Wow.
Oh my god.
And I was upset
That
about
was
taking
really
7
fast.
today.
So that was Evan actually was making jokes about it because it was at that point had been my best day of the year as far as P&L was concerned. And of course, Austin threw it up on the screen on his ASFX TV and was like, "Oh, look at this is today. This is what," or no, it was Evan that did it. He said, "This is today's date. This is the P&L. But look at the number of trades that were taken." And it was, I don't know, it was something ridiculous, like 2,300 trades. But that was over.
Oh my
But
God.
it was over 10 separate accounts or something. So, but ridiculous amounts. When I changed the way that I was trading and started slowing it down, I started making a lot less, or my P&Ls were a lot lower. For the first 2 months. And then after that, they started going up. But I had to make little changes throughout the whole thing. And I blew a lot of accounts. It's not like I got, 80 accounts and I'm still holding the same 80 accounts that I did, that I've had for 9 months. That's not how it worked. I've blown accounts. I've gone on tilt. I've destroyed maybe a couple $100,000 in short amounts of time. But at the end of the day, when you look at your P&L at, for the end of the week, the month, the quarter, as long as you made more than you lost, that's what it's all about. So if I have to spend 50 grand in prop accounts to make 100, I'm still up. So I'm okay with that. The speed is definitely not good for me. Once I changed the way I started trading and listening to Evan instead of going, "Oh, I know more than you do."
Yeah.
It totally changed. I've had, honestly, the best year of trading ever. First year of trading futures, but the best year of trading stocks, options, everything. Best year I've ever had was this year. And it's due to listening to somebody who knows better than me. And we're all traders.
Mm-hmm.
I know what our attitude is like. We all want to be right. We want to be right when we're on a chart. We want to look at something and know that, yes, this is my theory. This is how it's going to go. I am going to be right. And unfortunately, because of that, I don't know if it's a personality thing that just draws us to it, but we all like to be right. It's learning how to recognize that you're not and cut out of that trade with as much as a minimal a loss as possible, because the smaller your losses are, the better you're going to do over time.
How do you handle cutting a loss short and then that loss not going to your original stop loss and then starting to work in your favor again? Do you just get right back in? Do you end up leaving that trade? How do you handle a situation like that?
I don't know. I'll go have a drink, take a walk. Again, act like an adult. If something doesn't work in your favor, I can either freak out about it and cry about it, or I can just deal with it and wait for the next best trade. Act like an adult.
Wow.
I like that.
I don't need to.
Go ahead.
No, after you.
Oh, I was just going to ask you, like, and this has kind of been after being on stream on Friday and Lawrence bringing up, we talked about this thing at the end of stream, and Lawrence is like, like, I believe in you, Randy, but you got to also remember, like, when your trading capital goes up, your mental capital has to match. So when you start trading with size, whether it's copy trading or just trading in a personal account or minis, you got to be able to have the mental capital to handle that. So the one thing that's actually been on my mind since Friday, and I probably think about it 2 or 3 times a day, is how am I going to deal with it when I get there? We'll figure it out. But just now that we have you on the pod, so, let's say I'm 3 micros. That's how I trade. That's the size I like to trade. I put on a trade in 50 accounts. That's 150 micros. That's 15 minis. Now, are you thinking about 15 minis on your trade? Or are you thinking about the moment you're staring at the computer in your trade, like you're not thinking about those in the back of your head?
No. If I'm doing minis or micros, it doesn't matter either way. If I look at a chart and think that I need to be trading micros instead of minis, I'm trading 1 micro. If the trade's going in my favor, I'm adding to it. If it's going into a really strong trend, instead of adding 1 at a time, I'll add 3 at a time, or 5, or whatever it calls for. I'm not. I don't have a pre.
Are you thinking about are you thinking about the other accounts that you're copy trading to? Like, are you thinking about, because I know sometimes with you, when you take a trade, you don't even know what your P&L is till you do the math after the fact.
I never know what my P&L is until after the trade's done. I don't want to know. I know whether I'm green or red.
You've detached from the value of the trade. You just trade the trade.
And that helped me a lot, because I don't have that number sitting, as a weight on my chest. Mm-hmm. And that was when you look at a mini that goes against you and you go, oh shit, I'm down $300. And then you do the math in your head and go, that's on 25 accounts. It not a good feeling at all. So no, I don't. My charts are set up with ticks, not with dollars. And I don't have a set number of contracts that I want to put in. I start off with 1. I start off with 1 micro or 1 mini. I add into it if it's going into my favor. If it goes against me, I cut it. But as I'm adding to, I'm also bringing my stop. Like, I won't add into a trade until it goes enough into my favor to where I can add into it and move my stop loss up into a profitable area. Mm-hmm. Most people are going to argue about that and say, oh, well, you're when it goes against you, then you're going to lose a lot of money. No, I'm not losing money, because if it does start to go against me and it stops me out, I already have it in a profitable area. I'm either making a little bit of money after I add to it, or I'm losing a little bit of money without adding to it. Mm-hmm. So as it's going, I keep adding to it. And Well, Randy's seen it. It works. Every once in a while, I'll do that, and it'll go on a tear. And I'll have 10 to 15 minis per account going in a trend, and I close it out when I start to get nervous. And that's it. And it's worked really well. I'm not saying everyone should do that, but it works really well for me.
The way I see it is like it's just another example of the 80-20 rule, where you're just you're showing up every day, you're doing your thing consistently, and then it's the consistent practice of adding in that's going to give you the opportunity for the trade that runs where then you're in it and now you capitalize. Yeah, really nice.
So my losses, I keep it generally about 3 points. But I'm also trading in a trend always. I never fight VWAP. I learned that the hard way.
And VWAP for you is which VWAP specifically?
Start of day, New York.
New York, okay.
I don't care about London, the Asian session, news events, anything like that. It's not how I trade. I'm not holding trades for long periods of time. Generally, they're 10 to 15 minutes at the longest. I'm waiting for a trend to happen. So if it's over VWAP, it's in a trend going up, I'm long. If it's under VWAP and a trend going down, I'm short. If it's range bound, I'll occasionally trade from bottom to top and top to bottom, but that depends on the day, how much volume there is, what's going on that day.
A quote that I heard recently a few months ago that it's really on my mind from a trader who's an old pit trader. The end of it goes basically, learn how to add to profit without adding to your risk. Mm-hmm. And that sounds exactly like what you're doing. And so is it always you just wait? Of course, each trade is going to be slightly different. Know your system, but when the trade is in profit enough that you can add and immediately trail into some level of break even or profit, that's the number one criteria for it. Or would you drag the stop up, but you're still willing to take a loss, but you've added in?
If I've added in, that means I'm not willing to take a loss or a donut. I don't do break evens. I'd rather, so I'm going to lose immediately. I'm going to lose right away. I'm going to know whether or not that trade's going to go on against me pretty quickly. Once I add to it, I'm going to make sure that the more risk I'm putting on, well, I'm not actually putting on risk, but the more contracts I put on, I want that risk gone. Even if that means I only make, say, $25 or $12.50.
Absolutely.
That's still green.
Yeah.
If you make $12.50 across 73 accounts.
Someone get a calculator out.
Randy just did the math and started laughing.
I do it in my head all day, every day. That's a problem. I'm doing the math too much, I think.
Yeah.
But if you move that 2 micros in if you move your stop loss up on even 2 micros to 1 point in profit, okay, great. So you literally can't lose at that point. I'm not greedy. I've got a lot of accounts. I don't want to be greedy. I want to make money. And if that means I make a little bit of money and do that consistently over time, I'm okay with that. I'm not trying to set the world on fire. I'm not trying to be winning trophies or any of that bullshit. I do this to pay for everything that I need to pay for. I don't give a shit about somebody's trophy or their internet bullshit Instagram whatever stats that they put up. Don't care. Because it's all fake anyway. The money in my bank account is what's real. If I'm making $12.50 on 73 accounts, that's money in my pocket. you being a hater talking about Randy, oh, you can't go and get 100 accounts, blah, 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 blah. Shut up. Just shut up. Go trade your goddamn account. Show us a bank statement. And after that, go fuck yourself. Because nobody wants to hear it.
Mic drop. There you go.
Well, you know, I really did want to ask you, Randy, because
I'm sorry, Christine. This is not coffee. Randy, I did what you told me.
There you go. See?
Nice.
Look at that. A bottle of Gentleman Jack, too. I like it. Is that what that is?
No. Woodford Reserve.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Randy, I can't believe you didn't know that.
I can't see it. I told you I don't drink anymore since I started trading. I'm just
No.
kidding.
Except for tequila when you're at a concert.
Yeah.
49 drinks and what? 40
And
minutes?
Nick,
on the phone.
I'm gonna take a picture of my scotch and whiskey, my liquor cabinet. I'll send it to you after this, and you'll see how much I like.
I don't have a liquor cabinet anymore.
But
Sad.
Thomas, what were you saying? Sorry.
You know, I just wanted to ask, like, Nick, I feel like Nick has in some way become like a little bit of like a teacher to you. Like, you've learned some stuff from him, and specifically because he's doing what you want to do. And like, what are some of the things that you've noticed or seen that, like, how has Nick influenced your trading?
So when I first really got to know Nick, I really, was just obviously attracted to him because of the copy trading and all this stuff. But as soon as we started talking, we realized we're very similar people. And the issues I had, Nick has this strategy. I tried Nick's strategy. It involves, it can involve a mini, trading it for X amount of points, being in and out of trades very fast. And in the beginning, I thought this was like kind of the end all be all. Like, I got it now. I figured it out. And Christine actually got to do this side by side with me on stream and got to watch it unfold. And it absolutely exploded everything for me. Like, it sent me back. Thomas knows too. And it didn't help me. And instead of Nick being like, no, this is the only way to do it. This is the only way to do it. Nick actually, the first time I met him, said to me, Randy, you're a really good trader. You're a better trader than me. I think you can do well, having multiple accounts and whatnot. So I thought I took that as I can take Nick's strategy and run with it. And all Nick did was keep telling me, stop overthinking things, go back to what you know. Why are you changing what's broken? You're already doing something well, just do that and just add the scalability portion to it. And so I've learned to go from, and today trading these evals and yesterday even trading them, like, I realized that me trading a lot of size and trying to scalp and catch momentum, when it works, it's great, but it's not for my personality type. I have a funded account with TPT that I'm up $700 on, and I don't think I've taken a loss on it yet. And I've made that over 2 weeks, where I could make that in one trade in a day if I really wanted to, and also lose that in one trade. That account, I'm only taking one trade a day in. Thankfully, they've all been wins. I haven't been forced to take lose and try and get it back. We'll cross that bridge.
That's the thought, though. Who cares? That's I know. Like, this is the thought, though, right? It's like,
overthinking, right?
I haven't taken a loss. It's like, isn't that the problem? Like, Nick, do you like care at all about that? You kind of alluded to that earlier of like,
no, he doesn't give a shit. That's what the best thing about him. He does not care. Like, he just detaches from everything.
Why would I care?
Yeah, do you hear it too?
What's that?
Do you hear it too of like the way traders talk about their wins and their losses, of like just attaching way too much and making way too much of it?
Yeah. I've managed to have a few really, really good days this year. And I had a conversation with Randy about it on the Discord, because it's like, I did not want to post my P&L in the DRCs, because I was looking at some of the traders who have been doing this a lot longer than me, who are having trouble taking payouts. And it's the last thing I want to do is kick somebody when they're down. Oh, look what I can do. No, I'd much rather like say, okay, this is what I did, blah, blah, blah. If somebody actually wants to know. I pretty much stopped posting my P&Ls because I keep ending up with people going, well, how in the hell did you do that? Well, it's simple. I scaled.
Mhm.
I'm not a good, and say it again, I'm not a good trader. Any one of you three could trade circles around me any day of the week while hungover, and I know this. But I'm good at simple math and I can scale. I'm good at probabilities. I know what I'm good at, and I just use it to my advantage. It's playing a game. So when these people go and they put on their little Instagram thing or their Discord or whatever, their facey space, and they say, "Oh, I made $1 million out of 5,000 in 6 months." Good for you. Show me how you did it, because I'd love to do that. But anybody who says that they did that, 99.9% of the time is a liar and a scoundrel, and they're trying to get something out of you in the form of a course or signals or whatever. Sign up for this, get my Telegram, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, I see it a lot. A lot of traders want to post all that crap, but show me a bank statement.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Christine, what have you learned? What's been some big takeaways for you from Nick, from streaming with him and all that stuff?
Basically, I think Nick has really done so well at mastering the prop firm, because we talk about it all the time. Prop firms are a game. They give you these rules. You have to meet these levels. You know, like, it is a game. And I think what he's done really well is master that game to basically form it around his needs. And I think that's what everybody can do. Like, literally, if you're listening to this podcast and you trade with prop firms and you have a consistent strategy that does make you money, you can do what Nick does. There is nothing stopping you. So that's the biggest thing that I've learned. I'm personally not there yet. I've not made a payout in prop firms. I'm not going to go buy 73 accounts and try this. Once I make a payout and once I make some consistent payouts, then yes, I can scale. So definitely, like, know where you're at. Don't try to jump into buying 500,000 accounts when you haven't even made a payout. But looking forward, one day I will be where Nick is, and I think anyone can be there. And I do want to ask, while I have the mic, I want to ask some logistic questions, because I think if you're listening to this and you want to implement this, like, how? What are the steps? Like, how do you, Nick, like, how do you manage the 73 accounts? Like, do you use a trade copier, obviously, but it's an independent trade copier. So, like, what are the logistics of growing to the 73 and how you manage that on a daily basis? You already talked about baskets, but I think it'd be good just to, like, go over that.
So just so you know, I didn't start off with a bunch of accounts. I started off with one.
Nice.
And I started off with a test account. So I passed the test, and then I ended up failing, lost that one, got another one, did that more times than I cared to admit. But after I started getting to the point where I was getting the payouts, that's when I started copying.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, started getting more accounts and copying them.
Yeah.
Logistically speaking, I use trade copiers. Recently started using Traders Post, which, yes, just yes.
Should we link it below? Should we actually, push something below Traders Post? You like it?
They as of now, favorite copier.
Okay.
Was using I will not use another one.
Okay.
I don't know if you want me to say their name, but I was using Replicanto, and I
Okay.
still do use Replicanto as well. And simply because I'm not that, sorry, a wasp keeps landing on me. I still use Replicanto. I am in the jungle.
Yeah.
So I still use the Replicanto because I'm not that good with the Traders Post yet.
Okay.
But the Replicanto, I have it set up with 4 different tabs. I have it set up with whatever I'm trading, but I have also, like, say if I'm doing ES, I'll have one tab set up with ES with a lead account and 25 follower accounts. The next tab will also be an ES with the same lead account, but 25 different follow accounts. And I will do that over 4 different tabs.
And do you
So
trade, like, will you take one trade on that one set of accounts and then your next trade go to the other?
If I hit my goal on a basket or I hit my daily loss limit, I delete that tab, move to the next one.
Awesome. Okay.
And just I rinse and repeat.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's, like I said, I'm not a great trader, so I want to keep this as simple as humanly possible.
I
Like
really like
I've
how
seen,
you. Sorry to cut you off, Nick, but I just really like how you said you delete the tab. Like actually physically close that window instead of even having like giving yourself the chance to look to take another trade in those accounts. Like
I
I know
noticed
yeah,
it too. I
I
noticed
notice it just as easily. You can open it and do this, but just even just me thinking about it, like the thought of just pushing close on the tab and not having access, like makes me feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, like controlling my discipline. Where
yeah,
normal person thinks keeping it open, staring at it and not taking that trade is showing true discipline, which I think is just like teasing you, like just dangling the carrot in front of your face. And you
why
want it
not
back.
make
But
it as,
sorry, I had to cut you off there, Nick.
no, you're fine.
I loved how you said that because that's something I've never done and something I
Why
really
not?
want to implement into my trading.
Why
I don't
not
know.
make
I
it
just,
as,
yeah.
why not make it as easy as possible to do your damn job?
Yeah, no, I love
Again,
that.
it goes back to act like an adult. If you know that you have a habit of reopening a tab and trading when you're already in profit, you've already met your goal. If you know that you have a habit of going back into that, and yeah, you may win, but you may lose. Stop being greedy, be happy with what you got for the day, close the tab off, act like an adult, move on to the next tab. That's it.
Move on to the next
If
tab.
you,
Love it.
and then when you run out of those, you're done for the day.
Open the
Or
bottle
when
of
the chart tells you you're done for the day, you're done for the day.
Does this approach also work if you're just trying to take a payout? Like you have 3 accounts instead of trading all 3 together, you should be trading one, and one. I remember at the beginning you said no, like I would never trade them all together. For someone who's got 3 accounts, they want to take a payout. Should they trade all 3 or just one at a time?
It depends on their trading style.
Mm.
Me, I would probably trade all 3 at the same time because I keep my losses as minimal as possible. But again, wanting to take a payout, as far as I'm concerned, yeah, everyone wants to take a payout. But are you willing to wait for that payout? Are you willing to wait a month for it? Or 2 months or 3 months to get that payout? Anyone?
I am. This is where the gap comes
Okay.
in. No, because it's
I know
really
this.
like
Yeah.
I try not to get offended by some of the comments and I try not to take things personal. And this is where Austin's done a really good job of just helping me understand, like, Randy, don't take it personal. Like among us talking, if you guys had something to say, I would take it personal because you guys are my friends. But people online that don't know me that want to talk shit, Austin's like, you never let that shit get to you. There's people out there that will just hate on you and they've never even made $1 trading in their lives. And that's exactly what Nick said is when I say I don't care about a payout, I don't care about a payout in 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, 3 months. I just care at the end of that time that I spent trading my accounts, whether it's 1 or 100, that I achieved the goal that I needed to. Like whether I build a buffer in all those accounts and take $500 out of 10 accounts and it's $5,000 after 3 months. Well, I did what I wanted to do, hitting that goal. Like again, attaching myself to the concept of getting a 150K account, trading it for 2 weeks, getting a payout, and like how they have a what do you call it? Fastest route to payout. People always say shit like that, or you can trade this account for 10 days and be qualified for a payout. I want to forget about all those like that. I just want to slowly take my time, invest my money into it. And it's like trading personal capital for me. Like if I put 10 grand in an account tomorrow and traded it, I'm not going to just throw 1 or 2 minis around. Now, if I put 10 grand into evals and funded accounts and traded it on a trade copier, I have that scalability now. And again, I'm not going to throw minis around and just go with like, and I think people get confused by that. And there's a stigma. And I don't want to say like, Christine, I know you're taking a payout, but you're a great trader. And I think there's also the stigma of you can't do something until you get a payout. It's not fair either. Because now you put yourself in a box. You've made a payout and some this month swing trading stocks. But you tell yourself, I haven't taken a payout on a futures prop. That doesn't equate to who you are as a trader. You're already a great trader. And we talked about this yesterday. It's like we put ourselves into these boxes and we're like, we're confined to it. And now it's like, I haven't taken a payout. I'm not a good trader. Well, that's not the fact. There's people out there that blow their life savings. They're not good traders, right? We're sitting here having a conversation, still talking about trading, getting to the desk every morning, trading, working our asses off to do something different in life. How can we say to ourselves that we're not ready to, whether it's 100 accounts or 1 account? I'm not trying to say people have their own path, right? But I just think there's a stigma around you can't make 1,000, you can't make 10,000 before you make 1,000. Well, I've made 10,000 in other jobs in my life. Why can't I come in and do it in trading? You know,
it's all this mental wall because it's like, because also I've taken multiple payouts, but like I haven't taken a payout in some time. And now I'm like thinking, oh, I feel like I have the mindset of I haven't taken a payout and I have to like break the glass wall or the glass ceiling again. And, I just want to say that because it's like, it's an ever churning circle. And until you reach a level of profitability, until it's like, I feel like it's always going to be looked at as a payout until you reach, okay, this is just a consistent income for me.
And that's where I think like you say that, like, I think we get so hung up on the concept of payout when it should just be like
100%.
Nick says, I just give a shit at the end of the year when my bank account's green or not.
100%.
It doesn't matter how many accounts were blown or payouts were taken in that time. As long as you're green, then you're like, do you know what I mean? But we get so stuck up on this shit of like payouts and you can't.
It's even the name. It's a payout. It's not a withdrawal. You get a payout, and then they give you the certificate. And you get, it's a whole thing. Like it's made into a whole thing in your head.
Yeah. This is why trading with prop is harder. It's easy to make money in your personal account. You don't have any of this. You don't have all this bullshit in your head about it.
Trading is still hard, but
of course. But like,
so Tom,
go ahead, Nate.
No, go ahead.
I'm just saying we've like learned this craft, but like we're also putting this other, thing on us, which is learning how to trade prop. I think I probably said it already, but it's just been in my mind a lot. Like if you are a profitable prop firm trader, you need to put that in your resume title because that is different than being a profitable trader. It's different. Prop firm's a whole new game. You can make a lot of money in your personal account. You can make shit money in prop firm account. You still know,
or vice versa.
Or vice versa. You still know the craft of trading. You're going to learn either way.
Well, look at an athlete. An athlete gets paid $100 million, but they never win any championship. They still go down as a great athlete and they made $100 million, but they never achieved that level of a payout. Right? Where us, it's like we have to achieve this level of a payout. And for me, and why I went off last week is because I'm not trying to achieve a payout. I'm trying to grow a business. I want to do what Nick does. I want to go take my family, travel, make money, and do it doing this. Right. And taking payouts in the form of single accounts is not going to put me in that position. So if anybody was offended last week, I really don't give a shit. I'm going to stick to what I said. I'm serious. Like I don't, because like you, if you don't understand where I'm coming from by now and know me, and by like this is episode 16 of the podcast, like you should get to know us by now and our personalities. I'm not out here to get rich quick fucking scheme. That's the furthest thing from my mind. I think it gives traders such a bad rap, but I want to get rich. I want to make money. That's why I did this. If not, I would have just go back to my old business and stick with construction and grow that business into the next thing, right? So.
And Randy, let's be honest. If this podcast drops, I'm on it. A lot more people are going to hate me than you.
We'll have to bring you on every now and then when I start.
Because I'm an asshole.
Yeah.
Thomas, I got a question for you. You said it's been a while since you've taken a payout, right?
Yeah, it has.
Okay, I'm gonna just gonna ask you a couple questions.
Do it.
Are your bills paid? Are your bills paid?
Yep.
Is this your only source of income?
No.
Stop being in a rush.
You know that's actually that's the exact mindset I've adopted in the last few weeks, few months. Like I've been working on this account for 5 weeks now. This is week 5. I have no time horizon. I'm about halfway done with it, and I'm really just enjoying it. I've really tried to calm myself down and take a really laid back approach because I was so hyper focused, and that's what led me to like this terrible period of trading.
And to speak on that quickly, like the old Thomas that I first met, Thomas rolled his ankle the other day, would have traded every morning with the rolled ankle and said, Thomas, like, I'm going to have a look at the charts. I might trade. I might not trade. Like before Thomas, like, what's a rolled ankle going to stop you from trading? There should be no reason. Who cares if you don't sleep? You just got to go in front of the computer and click a fucking button. It's that easy.
Yeah, it's true. I slept like shit. And I was like, you know what? I'm just not going to do it today. And I feel like I missed out on some shitty price action anyway. And then I show up today and I hit a great trade and it was 3 minutes long. And it was 3 minutes. Couldn't have asked for anything better. And I've had a nice day. I went and got a coffee and then at a cafe and
it's the don't give a shit mentality. Who was on the pod that said you got to get to a place of not giving a shit?
Lawrence,
I think that's who I'm thinking of. And it's Nick. Like same last week I didn't give a shit about my trading and it was good. This week I can feel myself caring more and it's not as good.
Also, just to note, I started to care because I was on a 6-day green streak in the account and I took a red day on Monday and I felt myself starting to care. So then I also happened to roll my ankle. All right, you needed this break anyway. Take 2 days off. And,
man, should I go roll down the stairs? I should roll my ankle and see if it helps.
Or just take a couple days off and reset.
Yeah, do that one. Do that one.
So Christine, go get a bottle of whiskey. Start drinking. Slam some beers in between, run up and down the stairs as fast as you can 20 times, and maybe you'll fall one of those times, and then we'll see how your trading goes tomorrow.
Great.
We're holding you to it.
Good plan, guys.
Yeah. Just to end, Nick, I wanted to ask, what is it like the trading community, trading a live stream? Like, what does that mean for you, do for you? How do you incorporate it? Because, I feel like some people like it, some people don't.
I'm sorry, trading on a live stream?
Well, so you joining a live stream or being a part of a trading community after finding profitability, how does it benefit you?
It helped to get me profitable. Having people like Randy and Evan and Austin and James and Zach all looking over my stuff and helping me out when I'm not doing well and boosting me up a little bit when I am doing well. It does help. Helps to keep you from getting depressed. We're sitting behind a computer by ourselves. Nobody really knows what it is that we're doing. Like your spouses or girlfriends or boyfriends or whatever, they don't know what the hell you're doing, really. You can talk to them about it and watch the blank stare.
Yeah.
So it helps. It helps to keep you a little bit focused. It helps to stop being angry at yourself when you do stupid things, because we're all going to do them. But it's nice to have somebody I talk to Randy, 2-3 times a week. And it's nice to have somebody else in the same position who can go, hey, you know what? Yeah, you did this. You fucked up. next time, just take a step back and look at what you're doing. Evan's done it for me. Randy's done it for me. Austin's done it. So it is really nice actually having other people who know what you're doing, what you're going through. When you have a red day and you start putting your own value on your P&L.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know we all do it. It's like you have a red day and then all of a sudden you're cranky for the rest of the day. Did you think you would never have a red day? So having somebody to remind you that, yeah, you're going to have them. It doesn't mean anything. You're going to have more green days than red over the next year. Shut up about it. Go have a nice day and stop being a dick. It's good to have.
Yeah, sums it up.
Love it.
Anything you guys have to say, Randy, Christine? Final thoughts?
Nope. Just
No.
Always grateful to have these conversations. I think they're very important. So
Yeah, and I think if anyone does have questions for Nick, let's just post them below, because I'm sure you might have questions about.
And you can join their
how you
stream. You
train.
can join Randy and Christine's
Yes.
stream because Nick comes on. You can ask him live yourself.
Yeah, let's plug that. Let's plug the live.
There we go. Plug the Randy Baines
plug that
on
live
YouTube.
stream.
Yeah.
Almost every
Make
day.
your money, guys.
Yes.
there's our
No, but
first
that's the
ever
cool
plug.
thing. That's the
That's
cool
first
thing.
ever
We're
plug on
trying
the
to
show,
do
Nick.
no plug, no nothing, no.
We don't sell anything on this podcast.
Yeah, just
Yes.
We sell
Yes.
dreams. We sell dreams that come true.
Yep.
Yeah. It's
We
all
sold
free. It's good information. You guys are entertaining.
There
I
we
think
go.
out of all your guests, I'm the only one that's irritating. So
And watch, you're gonna get the most views. People are gonna be like, "Who is this guy?"
We
Get
have
on
72
YouTube.
Who's
Yeah.
that flying for the
if
jungle?
so, I'm sorry. I did like your podcast with James though. That was funny. But because of him, I'm actually might just change my name to the Mustang Trader.
Yeah,
You should.
I told
I
him
love
that it just
I love that
Chuckling
comment
about it.
too.
I also love how your internet finally is
At the
working
end.
perfectly now.
I know. I know. Dude, that's
Yeah.
just now.
Yes.
just now.
Just now.
Now it's
Great.
great. But
But your sound was good. You just look
Oh.
stone cold half the time.
we're gonna end the podcast here. Cheers,
Yes.
everybody. See you guys Monday.
Bye.